Hey, what's up guys? Kool-Aid here. I have some Titanfall gameplay for you today. This is a game of Hardpoint, which is easily my favorite game mode currently in Titanfall. And as the title suggests, this is a pretty solid round for me. But basically what I wanted to talk about today was just going a little bit more over my plans for Titanfall and just to talk about Titanfall as a whole now that I've gotten some more time under my belt. You know, I played about 10 more hours since my last video, and I can honestly say they were much more enjoyable than the first 10 hours I played. A lot of that has to do with not having the issues with VSync anymore, but I've also just learned so much more about the game, and I feel now as though I can go into a lobby and at the very least contribute and, you know, not bring my team down, whereas before I was just kind of cannon fodder anytime the enemy team had a gang of Titans out. One thing that helped me a lot was finally getting to play a couple hours with some of my friends. And, you know, they gave me some good tips and information that isn't really available to pick up just by playing the game. And then speaking of playing with those friends, you know, after a few games, it actually became incredibly dull, incredibly boring. I would say the three of us played roughly 15 to 20 games together, and we didn't lose a round. In fact, I don't recall ever having a round that was even close. I mean, we pretty much dominated the entire time, and this is kind of my biggest problem with the game right now. It just doesn't do a good job of mixing up the lobby. I understand that when you're playing with friends, you guys wouldn't want to be mixed up, and that's perfectly fine. But even in games where I would join completely solo, I'll get on a team that just completely outranks the opposition and we just won't lose. Or vice versa. When I first started and, you know, wasn't really contributing all that much, I would get on teams that would lose 10 games in a row. And to a lesser extent, that still happens to me now. This is something that has always happened in lobby-based games, but in 6v6 it feels a little more pronounced. One thing that I would love to see is a system where groups get matched against other groups if possible. So say you're playing with two other friends, the matchmaker should try to put you in a lobby with three other guys that are grouped. If there isn't a lobby like that, then it should look for something close, or eventually just put you in a normal lobby. And this is actually a system that they used in the World of Warcraft matchmaking for their battlegrounds back when I played that, and for the most part it worked out really well. Aside from that, some of the issues that I was having, you know, kind of fixed themselves once I stopped being terrible. You know, the main one was too many Titans. I felt a lot of the times if the other team had a bunch of Titans up, you were pretty much screwed. And now I've actually learned how not only how to avoid Titans much better, but I've also gotten a lot better at pilot versus Titan combat. I can actually feel like I can fight back as a pilot against a Titan. But overall, I'm just enjoying the game a lot more now that, you know, than when I first posted up that original video. Not that I wasn't enjoying the game then, just some of the issues that I were having were a little more pronounced, and there's still some issues aside from what I mentioned. You know, you still don't have the dedicated servers or the private servers. That's a big one for me, and I've heard, I haven't actually read this, but I've heard from some people that that is going to be something in the future. Hopefully that's the case, because that's a big deal when it comes to first-person shooters. You want dedicated servers or private servers. But overall, I'm enjoying the game a lot, and I have decided to start doing some Titanfall content on a regular basis on my channel. And for you PS2 guys out there that do not care about Titanfall at all, do not worry. It's not going to be as much Titanfall content as PS2. It's going to be maybe like one video a week, if that. And a lot of the videos that I do post, I might post more than that, but they're not going to be real detailed videos that are going to take up too much of my time. But what I do want to do, or what I plan on doing, is a loadout series. Basically, similar to my loadouts in PlanetSide 2, I'm just going to give loadouts for Titanfall. And I think it's actually going to be much more fun than my loadouts for PlanetSide 2, because PlanetSide 2 is a class-based shooter, and you're kind of restricted to working in the boundaries of the classes, whereas Titanfall, you can mix and match things a lot more, and I think there's a lot of different possibilities for effective really fun loadouts in this game. So that's what I'm going to focus mainly on doing. I might do some other smaller tips, tricks video. I might do some stuff for beginners, because like I said, there's a lot of stuff I didn't know even after playing this game for like 15 to 20 hours, and I probably still wouldn't know it if my friends hadn't actually informed me about it. So I might do some videos like that, but for the most part I'm going to stick to loadout type videos. I'm not going to do weapon reviews. You know, Rel is doing those, and he can do those much better than I could ever imagine doing them. And I'm glad, because I'm not a huge fan of doing weapon review videos anyway. Honestly, they're just kind of boring to do. But yeah, I think the loadout videos will be fun. I think it'll give you guys that want to see more Titanfall content something, at least for now. You know, eventually I might get into it a little bit more, but for now that's pretty much what I'm gonna have time to do, and that's kind of what I'm limited to doing. So anyways guys, that's pretty much all I have. If you have any other suggestions for Titanfall content, you know, like I said, I am somewhat limited in how much time I can devote to Titanfall, but I'll definitely take a look and take your suggestions into consideration. And also, if you have any suggestions for loadouts that you might like to see me do videos on that you think other people could benefit from, go ahead and feel free to post them up in here, and I'll take a look as well. You know, I have about 5 loadouts in my mind that I have videos planned for eventually with Titanfall, but I've done very little experimenting outside of those 5 loadouts, and I know, you know, the different loadouts are pretty much endless in this game. So if you have any suggestions, feel free to leave them in the comment section. I'll definitely give them a look. But like I said, that is all I have for you today. Feel free to stick around and watch the rest of my flawless victory. And as always guys, thanks for watching, and I'll talk to y'all later.
Pilot, your Titan will be ready in 2 minutes.
You're unstoppable. We're 75% to our mission goal. Don't let up on those hard points.
Hey, your Titan will be ready in 60 seconds.
We got Charlie.
Titan ready in 15 seconds. It's on the way. Stand by for Titanfall.
Control transferring to pilot.
We're totally crushing it. The IMC don't stand a chance. Won't be long before we finish this fight. Rock and roll.
Warning, high damage sustained.
All right, we got what we came for. Awesome work, team. Mission accomplished.
We've beaten the IMC, but the battle's not over. Intercept any stragglers before they get away. The IMC will be heading towards the evac point. Don't let them escape.
unstoppable.
The enemy dropship is here. Take it out.